Looking to stay informed about South Korea's fast-evolving political, business and cultural landscape? Join us on Korea Pro, the go-to resource for in-depth analysis expertly curated by top-tier professionals. And now you can pick the membership level that best suits your needs, thanks to our new subscription packages. Starting at just $199 annually, you can access daily analysis and our weekly podcast. Or try our premium membership package, which offers additional perks such as executive briefings, monthly reports and forecasts, networking receptions and event opportunities, as well as much, much more. To find the best fit for you, just head to signup.koreapro.org and become a member today.
Hello listeners and welcome to the NK News Podcast. I'm your host Jacco Zwetsloot and today it is Tuesday the 21st of October 2025 and I'm joined here in the studio today by my colleague Kim Jooheon from NK News. Jooheon, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
We've got a few news stories to get through today, so let's start with, I think over the weekend there was a rare North Korean defection by a soldier across the demilitarized zone.
Yes, so this North Korean soldier has defected to South Korea by crossing the border.
Do we know where?
Somewhere in the military demarcation line, but not exactly sure which city, region that was.
Okay.
But the military is checking how he managed to cross.
Right, so we don't have a lot of details yet,
Right.
These kind of overland defection, I mean, he didn't swim across the river, right? It wasn't across the Imjingang, so he walked overland somewhere. They're a rare defection because of the difficulties, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, so I think it's because of the strict border control, so not a lot of defectors go to China or Russia, third countries. And quite a few civilians, North Korean civilians, crossed the border and came here under during the Lee Jae-myung administration, but this is the first confirmed defection of a DPRK soldier.
During this the Lee Jae-myung administration. Okay, and there are several layers of fences, there are landmines, what else? And there are people looking through binoculars, ready to shoot.
Right.
It's quite a dangerous crossing.
It is, yeah.
What could motivate a soldier to do that?
So I interviewed this former North Korean soldier named Lee Jae-myung. He read a lot of leaflets while living in the Gangwon province, so around the border. And those leaflets were basically criticizing the North Korean regime, Kim Jong Un, and he didn't know much about the corruption, but the leaflets motivated him.
When did he defect?
2019, so it was a while ago.
Okay, so that means that those leaflets were probably not produced by the South Korean government because they haven't done that except for that one drone operation over Pyongyang when Yoon Suk-yeol was president.
Right.
South Korean government hasn't done mass leafleting for a long time. So these were leaflets prepared by South Korean civic groups, and sent on their own, with or without the South Korean government's tacit permission, into North Korea. So, okay, that's interesting. And there's also a movie about a North Korean soldier defection, right?
Yeah, so Jung Han, he's a pretty famous YouTuber now, and he's also working as an actor.
Oh.
Yeah, and he participated in this film called Escape, right? And he was also an advisor there. It's about him crossing the DMZ as well, just like Lee Jae-myung.
I wonder, do you happen to know if that film is available online anywhere for streaming?
I don't think it's on, probably, but I went to a cinema to watch that.
Okay, Escape. What's the Korean title?
탈주.
Okay.
Very famous movie, yeah.
All right, good. And it came out, about a year ago?
About 2 to 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
Right.
All right, now we've got, of course, next week coming up is the big APEC Summit down in Gyeongju. Xi Jinping will be in town. Donald Trump says he'll be in town. People are asking questions. Will he be reaching out to Kim Jong Un, and will Kim Jong Un meet him? What's the what's the latest on that?
So the ROC presidential office confirmed that Trump is coming. He might be coming. Not exactly sure what's going to happen, but he's coming next week. And there's a lot of speculation that he might meet Kim Jong Un in Panmunjom.
Right. Now, the South Korean government, I imagine, under President Lee Jae-myung, would welcome this, right? They've given friendly signs, and I think the Minister of Unification, Jong Dong-yong, has even said that he thinks it's likely that they'll meet.
Right.
But do we have any sign at all from North Korea that Kim Jong Un would pick up the phone or would answer a tweet and actually come to Panmunjom?
North Korea didn't really confirm anything, but the Unification Ministry told me that they're going to suspend Panmunjom tours, special Panmunjom tours ahead of his visit, the Trump's visit.
Goodness, okay. And CNN, it was reported yesterday, have booked the entire top floor of the Imjinggak Cafe, from where, truth be told, you cannot actually see Panmunjom, but you can get a glimpse of the north in the distance, over the mountains, over the river. So that's probably as close as any civilians will get to any events in Panmunjom. So CNN have booked that out, which is a little bit of a gamble, but good for the cafe owner, I suppose.
Right.
And
also, the U.S. ambassador, he's going to step down. And
the current acting U.S. ambassador,
the current acting
Jo Yoon, who came out of retirement to take this job.
Right, and then the media says Kevin Kim,
Deputy Assistant Secretary in the State Department, in charge of Northeast Asia, and Korea. Yeah, he's quite young. He's 41,
right,
which is the same age that Mark Lippert was when he was named ambassador by Barack Obama. So, yes, it looks like Kevin Kim will jump up a few levels and become the next ambassador to Korea.
Right, and he has previously worked for the Trump administration back in 2018-19
on North Korea issues.
Yeah, on North Korean issues. Yeah.
So we might see him in town. I mean, obviously that process of confirmation through the Senate takes a while in America, but perhaps he'll come to town with President Trump as a foretaste of things to come.
Yeah, he's got some experience.
Yeah. Now, if you are a betting person, I'm not, but if you are, there are betting sites about whether Trump will actually meet Kim Jong Un or not, and so that's some indication of how likely people think it is. Yeah. Okay. Now we've got a couple of other stories to get through about North Korean military or defense ties with some Southeast Asian countries. Let's start with Indonesia, with which North Korea has long had good relations. They've had an embassy in Jakarta for decades. The leaders of North Korea and Indonesia became friends when Kim Il-sung was alive through the non-aligned movement. So what's happening there in defense ties?
So Indonesian foreign minister visited the Workers' Party events. And they signed...
in Pyongyang.
Right. And he even visited his embassy. Because the Indonesian embassy in Pyongyang just reopened.
After COVID.
Right. Yeah. And they signed some agreements, and one of them was technical cooperation. So it says DPRK, Indonesia, will work on technical cooperation. And SBS, the South Korean media outlet, misinterpreted this as technology cooperation. So I had to reach out to the Indonesian embassy in Seoul.
Yes.
And what they said was, technical cooperation doesn't really include science or defense technology. What they were saying, it's basically practical cooperation that actually improves the quality of life. So not sure what that means exactly.
That is a bit vague, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very vague. But they said it's like enhancing capabilities in areas like agriculture or maybe tourism. So
nothing to do with defense. Then it sounds like.
It's not so. But I'm not sure why they used technical. It sounds very vague, and it's kind of hard to.
It does. Do we have the text of the agreement available? Has that been released?
Yeah, it's on the website.
Oh, okay. And
the foreign ministry's website. Yeah, Indonesian.
The Indonesian Foreign Ministry's website. Does the word say technical?
It says technical.
Okay.
Yeah, technical, blah, blah, blah.
But does it say anything about defense or military?
It doesn't say anything about, they have socio-cultural and some other areas, but they never mention defense.
Okay, well, that's it. Yeah, Indonesia is one of those countries that has tries to have good relations with both Koreas. It has an embassy in both Pyongyang and Seoul. Pyongyang and Seoul have embassies in Jakarta. A lot of South Korean businesses have factories in Indonesia, so it's a tricky tightrope for Indonesia to walk a balance between the two Koreas, trying to maintain friendly relations, right? Now, I imagine that if Indonesia was actually giving some serious or doing some serious defense collaboration or cooperation with North Korea, that could really strain relations with Seoul, right?
Right. Because Seoul and Jakarta are working on this fighter jets.
Oh, goodness me. Okay, so that it complicates things even more.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a fighter jet, and you're going to give technical cooperation to our enemy. That's
exactly. Right.
Okay, and one more. So North Korea and Vietnam. Another country like Indonesia, Vietnam has good relations with both Koreas. South Korea is perhaps one of the largest, if not the single largest, investor source country of foreign direct investment into Vietnam. But Vietnam also, has this long-standing good relationship with North Korea because they both have communist backgrounds. North Korea sent fighter pilots to help Vietnam during the Vietnam War against America and her allies, including South Korea. So what's happening with North Korea and Vietnam in terms of defense ties?
So Vietnam also signed agreements around the Workers' Party celebrations.
The 80th anniversary of the Workers' Party. Okay.
Yeah, and
because we know that an important leader of Vietnam, I do forget his name, forgive me, but there was an important leader from Vietnam present on the rostrum during that big parade that we saw recently.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, their cooperation agreements include a lot of different areas, including defense, healthcare, culture, and media. But other than media, they didn't really provide any specific details. Yeah, what they're going to do exactly.
Well, I am curious. Tell me about the details about the media cooperation.
Media. So KCNA and VNA, which is a Vietnamese state media, they're going to share some English content. And they're going to give free access to each other. So, journalists from both sides will be able to read without subscribing, I believe.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. But so it hints at defense, cooperation, but there's no details given.
Right. I can't really... But the thing is that South Korea exported K9 self-propelled guns recently,
which are made by Hanwha, I think.
Right. Yeah. A lot of rock experts are worried about that too, leaking the information.
And I'm going to put you on the spot here. You may not know the answer, but has the South Korean military ever taken part in an exercise or anything, an exchange with the Vietnamese military?
With Vietnam, not that I know of.
All right. But still, I mean, it's an awkward one there, given the sale of K9s to Vietnam and the good relations and the investment by South Korea into Vietnam, to hear that Vietnam is not only attending the 80th anniversary of the Korean Workers' Party, but actually going to engage in some sort of defense cooperation, that must be a difficult one for the South Korean government here. Have we had any comment from the South Korean government about this?
I talked to one of the defense officials, and he said he's not really worried about it. Yeah. So
did you say why he's not worried about it?
Not really, but he pretty much they didn't give any specific information about both K9 and KF-21. So he sounded very confident, but I mean, we can't really trust those people, right?
You mean because they're speaking for the government?
True.
Because they're government spokespeople? Yeah, okay.
Right.
Wow, it's fascinating though, because I remember it was a few years ago that Uganda was encouraged to cut off defense cooperation relations with North Korea because of its relationship with South Korea and North Korea. But now to see Indonesia and Vietnam, both of which are significant, they're very friendly with South Korea. I'm sure that there are a lot more Vietnamese and Indonesian people living in South Korea than there are in North Korea, and a lot more investment going that way too. But yeah, to see them possibly engage in defense collaboration with North Korea, that's an interesting one. Yeah. Well, we have about a minute or two left. What are you working on at the moment? What's got your interest these days, Jooheon?
I'm working on a feature story about North Korean defectors doing drugs, actually. So
in South Korea?
In South Korea. So according to this lawmaker, South Korean lawmaker, quite a lot of North Korean defectors in prison, in the South Korean prison, are drug offenders. And I'm trying to figure that out, but it seems like in North Korea, it was pretty common to use a lot of different drugs, including opium. And the country was even encouraging people to produce, and they were trying to sell them to other countries.
Right, for export. Yeah,
right.
Particularly, as I recall, opium and crystal methamphetamines, or ice, known as hiropong in Korea and Japan. What are the drugs of choice used by defectors here in South Korea?
I think it's the one you just mentioned, ice. And they call it autumn in Korean, and
which is literally and bing.
And bingdu in Chinese.
So literal translations of ice.
Right.
Okay.
That's the most popular drug.
Is it easy for them to get a hold of that in South Korea?
So I talked to one of the defectors, but he told me a Chinese broker, he tries to smuggle in Incheon area. Yeah, quite a few of them are based in Incheon for some reason. Could be Chinese.
Well, because that's where the port is, right? So if they're coming in via ship or boat illegally, that would be one way to get them in. Gosh. Okay.
But I gotta do more investigation since, we definitely need more research. I don't want to make a generalization.
No.
But it's a very sensitive.
Do you have any idea of how many North Korean defectors are currently in prison for drug-related sentences?
I'm gonna have. It's in my article, but I'm gonna.
But is it more than 10?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're talking possibly dozens of North Korean defectors.
Possibly.
Gee, okay. Any idea when that story will come out?
Not exactly sure. We have a lot more stories to work on.
Okay.
So this is pretty much evergreen.
All right. Well, that's you've got it here first, folks. It's an exclusive sneak peek at the article to come out by Kim Jooheon very soon. Jooheon, thank you very much for joining me today on the NK News podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to a new realm of insights into the Korean Peninsula. At Korea Risk Group, we delve deep into the complexities of North and South Korea, offering bespoke analyses that empower decision makers. Whether you're in government, business, or academia, our tailored solutions provide clarity in an opaque region. Let our team guide your strategy with data-driven insights and on-the-ground intelligence. Step into a world of informed decision-making and visit KoreaRiskGroup.com today. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our podcast episode for today. Our thanks go to Brian Betts and Alana Hill for facilitating this episode, and to our post-recording producer genius Gabby Magnuson, who cuts out all the extraneous noises, awkward silences, bodily functions, and fixes the audio levels. Thank you, and listen again next time.